Meatloaf and Cat, don't even start with me. You think I want to spend all holiday weekend arguing with people who have not eaten a piece of fruit since 2012 when their mom packed their last lunch about what the best apple is? They're still out here in 2024, 1921 posting about apples that basically got eliminated during the Great Depression. Sorry, by the way, I sound a little decrowed. My mouth is still kind of numb. You'll have to forgive me. My ire early on, I had to go to the dentist, and 3,000 people were like, "This guy hates working." Trust me, I would have preferred to have been playing NES than be in the dentist chair. But I mean, I say this with the amount of respect that is warranted. If you've been here for like 3 hours, you need to get a life. And I mean that like full stop, like Ludwig style, I am not your friend PSA. Why would you say that? Because like you have like a good stream and you're like, why would anyone ever retire from streaming? Then you like have to go to the dentist and 3,000 people or 5,000 people give their opinion on it. And you're like, oh, that's why someone would retire from this, because this shit's fucking annoying, man. What if he came back and he had a hair transplant? Mizkiv stream is like right over there, okay? It's right over there. Canada's still getting gold in basketball? I was at the dentist, man! Have you lost your mind? I don't know what was... I spent the last 2 hours staring at the ceiling. But not even that, I was staring at the light to the point where I was like, hey, the light kind of looks like 2 rows of teeth. There were no headphones for listening? No, bro, because you got to be ready to, like, they go bite, and then you bite, and they're like, don't bite that hard, and then you're like, okay, I'll loosen up a little bit. Then you, like, loosen up a little bit, and they're like, no, keep biting. We told you to bite. And you're like, oh, then you're like, you know, they pull their hands out of your mouth, and you open your mouth, and they're like, stay closed. And then they're like, suction. Then you open up for the suction to come in, and they're like, close. And you're like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do, man. I feel like it shouldn't be that complicated. I blame you, but I do also blame this website, I think is like the other problem. Because I realize like chat always on the first day after a weekend starts pretty bad. And then by Friday, it's almost like the dominant vibe is borderline normal. And I'm choosing my words a little carefully. But then after 2 days of like IRL stream watching or like YouTube video essays and stuff like that, it just moves the Overton window of like acceptable conversation too far away from normalcy. And then with that extra 1 day on top of it, it's just a lot to come back to. I just can't imagine being in an offline chat for like 3 hours. Like, that's crazy. Isn't that just the Discord? Yeah, but at least in the Discord, there's always a chance I might pop in and post something. I'm 33. I'm not joining the Discord. Honestly, I think it's based... Everybody has to choose where they're going to draw the line. I stopped downloading apps. I'm trying to... The most recent app I downloaded might be the McDonald's app. It goes nutty. I mean, let me just check here. I'm going to see how many points I have. 4,902 points. That sounds like a lot, but I think you get like 100 points per dollar spent. Or something like that. I don't know. It's not a point per dollar. Let me see what you can redeem that for. Sorry, let me... Rewards and offers. 4,000 points is enough to get... any size latte? That's nothing, man. 4,500 for a sausage McMuffin. Hey, I'm just saying, on my app right now, I'm seeing 4,000, okay? I'm seeing 4,000. It is kind of crazy. On Fridays, I usually bring back McDonald's for the family. And I'm not used to this in 2024. The app plus me only having a McDouble and my wife having a cheeseburger means that oftentimes I bring home dinner for 3 for like $4.21, which is, it feels like I'm stealing. My friend has like 14,000. Is he cooked? I don't think he's cooked. I think he's saving up. But the thing is, it's not like you're going to get like a car eventually. You might just eat for free for a while. The food isn't worth $4.15 anyway? Nah, I would disagree with that. $4.15. 4 McNuggets, cheeseburger, McDouble, small fry, orange juice. They throw in a little yogurt, Minion toy. Plus, as we've already established, it's a McDouble is a fit meal. They got no vegan stuff at McDonald's. Coffee, maybe the coffee. Vegans always be like, oh, there's nothing I can eat here. Oh yeah, really? What, you don't like water? Quit complaining. Hey NL, do you take your watch off to play tennis? This is not a disrespectful question, but you need to save your life. This is not a question that should pop into your head. And if it does pop into your head, the first response that you have should be like, do I really need an answer for this? Do you take your watch off to play tennis? Well, I practice tennis at around 6:45 in the morning. So I simply don't put on my watch until I get back. So I put on gym clothes, go to the tennis courts, practice some tennis, come home, take a shower, then I put my watch on. How do you know what time you play tennis? There's clocks everywhere for those with the eyes to see. So you put your watch on 3 times a day? Nope. Usually once, sometimes twice, I guess, if I also worked out that afternoon. You a 10 p.m. bedtime sort of guy? On a bad night, I would like to be last night I probably went to bed at like 9:15, and it felt pretty damn good, to be honest. Libertarian, you're on soft ban, just so you know. You're not getting timed out, you're not getting banned, but I'm not responding to any of your comments for 1 week. You have been soft banned. You ever see Black Mirror? Hang on, I don't even have my light on here. It's not the silent treatment. I'm acknowledging them. I'm just saying you have received it's the most merciful punishment we've got, man. Somebody got a 3-hour ban because they were dentists posting like crazy. And somebody got perma. I don't even know what the guy who got perma said, but he got perma just for being annoying. He's welcome back if he admits to being annoying and apologizes. Because basically at 9:07 or something like that, I was like, you're being annoying. And then he deliberately said something annoying. And then I said, okay, get banned. Sorry. That's the way it goes. I mean, what do you expect? You're like 40 years old, man. That's some embarrassing behavior. Everybody gets there sometimes. I've been banned from dance chat or timed out at least. It's Tuesday. We're finally back. Monday was BC Day. I had a great BC Day. Thank you. I did not see Deadpool 3, but I looked after my daughter so that my wife could see Deadpool 3. Whew! You don't know how long I've been waiting for this. Whew! I'm about to make a name for myself. That's the only clip I've seen.
You know how long I've been waiting for this? Whew, I'm about to make a name for myself, yeah.
She told me it was fun. She said I would like it. Thank you for participating in World Championships 2. Would you like to see the results? I would. Now, realistically, Mush Zoom 2, I thought we did, I'm going to say we get a silver. Cool It better be a gold. Argumentus better be a gold. Kirby better be a gold. And Super Mario Brothers 1, I'll accept a silver. Mush Zoom 2. We finished. There were 51,000 players. We came 12,000. I can live with that. Top 25%. I'll take my silver. And then, in my age group, 4 people. Hey! Top 24. Oh no! My generation is cracked, man! I thought we were supposed to get worse at video games as we got older. Okay, but Cool It, I want to see I might want to see top 2%. 1 to 2%, please. Because, we were in there, man. 45,000 players. 2,000? Top 7%? What the fuck, man? This was an incredible... Not born at the time of release. 94th in my age group! I was not born when this game came out. You saw it here first. Now, Argumentus, we had another amazing time. It looks like I'm in first. 600 out of 42,000? Oh, baby. 20th out of 1600. Yeah, we'll take those top 2%. And then exit stage right. This Argumentus and Excite Bike were the most cracked. This might be top 20. Also, I'm not even top of the leaderboard. Not even top of the instance. What? 710? People really said fuck Kirby, huh? I was 4 when this came out. 30th out of 1590, top 2%. That's pretty good, man. Now, Mario Master, I would settle for top 50. But I think a lot of people self-select and say, like, I don't really want to do this because it takes a long time. Top 10%? I could live with that, man. I was not born when this came out. Top 12%? Yeah, dude, that's not so bad. 4 golds and a silver? Do the medals do anything? This ain't Web 3.0, buddy. No, they don't do anything, okay? And that's the way we like it. How was the Peloton today? You even gotta ask, man. 170 something watt average. 90 cadence, maybe like 88 cadence average. 110 minutes. And what's even more impressive is like, that's huge, that's huge, that's huge. The first 70 minutes of the 90-minute ride, I had Dan's stream open, which was like 40 minutes of the overlay, like his montage to start the stream, and then 30 minutes of opening dang packs, and then 30 minutes of Notepad++, entering the people who promised that they would gift subscriptions if he won, and then making it go on like a chyron on the screen and scroll across.
Chat, because this is not the point. But this is like you're here to watch a game, but this is like the side action. It makes it a little bit more interesting for those that want to get on the side action. All right, tell me, Nate. We'll do quick names. Chat. So here's the thing, man. If we lose, it's double penalty. Blue shirt. And I do like drawing, but I don't. It's going to take forever. You want your first card to be hand-drawn? Here's the deal. If we beat Mesmer, life is good. If we lose, I have to wear a blue shirt for the remainder of Mesmer, and anyone on this list gets a hand-drawn Mesmer card. So this is basically, this is for doomsday scenario. If we don't win, these are the people that are getting the card. I just want you to, so here's what I'm doing if you're okay with it. Here, you don't have to go on camera if you don't want. Will you just tell them what you told me about tonight?
I'm having a bunch of kids over, so you're free.
So I turned that into, so you know, we've been fighting this guy for 12 days. So can I have your approval? I don't think it's going to go that far, but I said I won't stop the stream until he's defeated. What thoughts on that?
Sure.
Do you think that I'm going to beat him?
See you at 2 a.m.
Don't +2 that. Chat, don't +2 that. Don't +2 that. Confidence to beat the DLC. A little uptick after yesterday. We're not even at 50% confidence that we're going to beat this thing by 2024. Average confidence is a 34% that we're going to beat it. Expected final timer 668 hours. February 24th, 2025. That's really fast. We got to slow that thing down, huh? I'm sorry. I'm sorry, man. I'm trying.
So, like, essentially, the first hour and 10 minutes of the ride, I was in a mental prison. And all I was thinking was, thank you for the opportunity to strengthen my mental. And they were loving him. I didn't have any audio, but his audience was loving it, man. So it must have been good. But then those Mesmer attempts, I was sure that I was here. Oh my God. Stockholm Syndrome on your part? It's not really Stockholm Syndrome. I just, you know, When it's live, the fast forward button doesn't work. And then also, I'm clipped in on the bike. Like I can't, it's like the Olympic track cyclers. Like I can't take my feet out of the pedals without completely stopping and then walking on the fucking ballet shoes over to my computer and then finding somebody else who's like, ah! It doesn't get faster than that, okay? You ever drop your towel and go fuck? Yep. I know, like, I could have worked on my emphasis there, but you ever drop your towel and go, fuck? I see what you're saying. The way you wrote it without the quotation marks, it kind of sounds like you work at Soapland. Or so I hear. Okay, we had tech for this, but I don't remember what the tech is. Yeah, oh, it happens all the time. You forget something when you get on the bike. That was okay. Like you get on the bike, you pedal for 4 minutes and then realize you didn't bring the 2 bananas that you were supposed to bring. And then you're like, well, am I just gonna starve or am I really gonna go up the stairs with the clip shoes on? And then like, usually you're just like, I'm just gonna send it. Shirt's giving you an aura boost. Oh, thank you for noticing. The mouth shirt, I appreciate that. Picked it up at the store yesterday. I did the ultimate boomer thing in a clothing store. I went in wearing a shirt, trying to find like the same shirt but 5 different colors, but it was sold out. So instead I took a very similar shirt from the same company. But I was like, I don't know, this one's got a pocket on it. Cartoon character wardrobe. At least it's not a closet full of streamer merch. Okay, we can do better. Obviously we have done better, so we can do better. It's your merch. I know. I know more than anybody. I just donated like a bag full to the Salvation Army thrift store like 6 weeks ago. Sir, we can't accept those. I really thought that there was a chance that they were gonna say that, but actually they were like, I was like, do you need to look through it? And they're like, no, it looks good. I was like, okay. So you may see someone in Vancouver rocking the NL merch. You may see someone. You may also see somebody rocking my own personal copy of The Intelligent Investor. I had to clean out a couple of cupboards this weekend, and I gave all my books to a little free library. I drove till I found a little free library. It was the first time in my entire life I have seen a little free library with no books in it. Usually it is like chock full of just complete garbage. And I shoved like, I don't know, 15, 18 books in there. I thought you don't like those things. I like them when I can give stuff I don't want to them. I don't like them when I open it up and then it's just a bunch of stuff I don't want. It wasn't trash. It's just books I didn't want anymore, man. You know, I've read, I'm never going to read The Intelligent Investor. That shit is boring. I've already read The Psychology of Money. I read A Random Walk Down Wall Street. Now I can, if honestly, some like 17-year-old kid walking down the street could open that up and then just decide to get like, to become a certified financial analyst or something like that. He's got the whole curriculum right there. Do you own any fun books? What by fun books, do you mean stuff that teaches you about like the human condition, or are you talking about like some fantasy stuff with like wizards and dragons and stuff? The Very Hungry Caterpillar? We got a couple copies of that. We got some classics. Couple? Some, you know, people give you like a gift when your kid is born, and you're like, but you already bought all the stuff, so then you end up with like, you know, 2 different Peter Rabbit box sets and stuff like that. It's confusing because they keep, like, you know, they make new SKUs of the Very Hungry Caterpillar all the time, even though the book is like 4 words. How long until Luna starts reading you to sleep? Honestly, we're almost there. On nights where I put her to bed, it's like, I finish 2 or 3 books, and then I go, I'm going to bed, and then she grabs books and just starts reading them. But she falls asleep after me like every night. It's pitiful? It's not pitiful. She should be going to bed earlier. Then I could have a little bit of free time at night. But she stays up, so I'm like, my ass is going to sleep. I don't know why she stays up. And then, like, the thing is, being a good father means you can't say your real opinion. So, you know, 10:30, she's going nutty, like, reading books and just, like, you know, bashing the book into the side of the bed and stuff like that to drum. And then I'm like, what are you doing? And she's like, I'm drumming. Then at, 8:15 in the morning, I go to wake her up and she's just shaking her head. Everybody's gangster at nighttime. It doesn't take a lot of, mental fortitude to stay up late. That's the thing you got to learn. It takes mental fortitude to be like, I have to be up early, so I'm going to go to sleep at a normal time. 8 p.m. immutable law in my house. Honestly, my wife and I need to get on the same page. Like, she was vacuuming at like 9:15 last night, and I was just like, I'm too tired to filibuster this right now. Just go ahead, finish the vacuuming, and I'm trying to, on my nights, I'm trying to like get her wound down at a reasonable pace, and brush your teeth, maybe hop in the bath at like 8:15, brush your teeth by like 8:30, something like that. Sometimes it gets thrown a little bit, by the daddy night into mommy night combo. Why are you drawing aggro? I mean, I didn't want to mention it, man. I don't want you to give give watch guys like a bad name. You're asking a lot of questions about the watch, though. This is not an XQC stream, okay? This is not H3H3's house on my wrist. This is just a timekeeper. Is Trump coming on stream? Did you see the Grinch, though?
Am I going to close the door really quick? Just I want to show them the wrap. Sure. Check out this wrap and let me know your honest thoughts.
I think it's incredible.
I'm not talking about Trump, by the way. I'm talking about when he got gifted the custom Cybertruck. What the hell was the Grinch doing in the driver's side window, man? Why was the Grinch at Mar-a-Lago? This shit is not Halloween or Christmas. It's August. Like, what is he doing there? He's allowed to vacation? I guess. I mean, I'm not trying to... The work-life balance is important. At least he wasn't at the dentist for like 2.5 hours. I mean, it just kind of is crazy to me because he's got like the opposite of the Canadian vacation type. Like, dude is in Florida in the summertime, and then he's in like the fucking Alps of Whoville in the wintertime. Like, that doesn't make sense. Who's this ugly guy? This is Guma, unless you're talking about me, in which case, I mean, you should know. You typed it into your browser window. Or maybe you're visiting from TikTok. The TikToks have been going off. Although they did not like when I said that Ryan Reynolds is gay baiting in all his Deadpool stuff, because they said actually Deadpool is canonically pan, so it's not gay baiting. Yeah, but Ryan Reynolds is straight, and also he was in Deadpool's, was married to a lady in Deadpool 1. So if you want the credit for Deadpool canonically being bisexual or pan, show him sucking or fucking a dick, okay? Because otherwise, or Ryan Reynolds could be shown sucking or fucking a dick. Until then, I'm considering it gay baiting, okay? Now, I may not be the counsel and the judge, jury, and executioner on what gay baiting is, but I don't think you can just be like, it's not gay baiting because the comic character is gay. If that's the definition of bait. They're not showing it, man. If they're not showing it, then that's the bait. That's clickbait. I'm part of the council. Ryan Reynolds is fine. I'm over him. I sussed out his fakeness ever since he said Minerva's is the best restaurant in Vancouver. It's not even the best Greek restaurant in Carysdale, man. I don't know, actually, it might be. I don't know if there's another Greek restaurant in Carysdale. A lot of noodle places, but I mean, Minerva's is fine. I'm not trying to, shut down a local business. Wouldn't be my favorite Greek place in Vancouver, but it's, it's still good. Did you go to Pride this weekend? I didn't, but I did go to Costco. That's not a lie. It's not relevant, I guess, but it's not a lie. Costco on a Saturday is different, right? It is. When we were at Costco, I mean, again, I'm not trying to just make this like maybe I'm the best husband ever, but we got to Costco. We got into the store. It was on Saturday, right? There was no space to park in the parking lot, so we had to park on the street. Got inside of the store, 2 aisles deep or something like that. My wife says I forgot something in the car. I go back to the car, get it. It's like a 10-minute walk out, 10-minute walk back in. I get into the store. I say, hey, where are you? Walk around the store at breakneck pace, looking through 10,000 Richmond citizens, trying to figure out where my wife and daughter are. Probably did like 9,000 steps inside of the Costco. Didn't get a message for 9 minutes. I was just, and it's not the most enjoyable place to walk around, okay? Didn't call? I'm 35 years old. I'm not calling. Are you crazy? Using the telephone to talk to someone voice to voice? That's like a macro aggression. Yeah! Okay, we could do better though. It's your wife though. I just wanted her to look at her text and be like, I'm by the fucking Hawaiian chips or whatever. But it might have been better, because like after 8 minutes of walking around Costco using fucking Chinese super technology, AI, facial recognition to try to figure out, it, like look into a crowd of like 800 people and be like, is my wife in here? I can't tell. Like, you know, after 10 minutes of that, I was like, I'm going to send an eye roll emoji. And then there was like a little husband version of Obi-Wan Kenobi on my shoulder that's like, don't send the eye roll emoji. Just be patient. But I was visualizing how good it would feel for 1 second to send the eye roll emoji. I was so ready. I was like, damn, that would feel amazing right now. Oh, brother. It would have hit so good for about 3 seconds, and then I would have been like, oh, shit. You could eye roll, but you have to call first. That's probably, I mean, you should probably never eye roll, but you shouldn't ult your wife, probably. Yeah, I found her eventually. Well, no, after 8 or 9 minutes, she texted me and was like, we're in the fruit section. Yeah! And then I was like half tilted, so I was almost going to be like, there's 2 fruit sections. There's the refrigerator room with the fresh fruits and vegetables, and then there's like the pallets in the center of the store at the far end. Then I went to the refrigerator room, she wasn't in there, and I was like, she better be in the pallets. And she was in the pallets. Any good Costco deals this weekend? Hey, Costco Canada Peloton users, starting August 12th, Liquid IV is $10 off. That's a bargain, man, because that shit is like, I don't know, $39.99. Starting August 12th is $29.99. Now, my ass paid $39.99 for it, but, you know, for you guys, for next time, there you go. They had pineapple sample at Costco. It went crazy. They were, honestly, on Saturday, I'm not a sample guy because of the time loss involved waiting in the lines on the busiest day at Costco. But I will say, they brought their A game for samples on Saturday. There were like Smart Sweets, frozen pepperoni pizzas. Like this was not like, hey, you know, oat milk. Hey, this fucking like, you know, here's what the Costco 79-cent like iced tea crystals taste like. Like this was some serious shit, man. Oh, pineapple liquid IV. See, we don't. Canada oftentimes can go product for product with the US, but we cannot ever go flavor for flavor. Like, we might get, if a new chip comes out in America, we'll get it like 6 months later, but then I'll talk about it with chat and I'll be like, hey, Takis are pretty good. And they're like, have you ever had blue fucking suck your dick flavor? Wow! And I'm like, we don't have blue suck your dick flavor yet. We only have Fuego, man. All we got is Fuego and fucking nacho cheese and ketchup or something. But I shouldn't complain because we got the Liquid IV Rocket Pop flavor. It's like a firecracker ice pop, you know, that you get from the ice cream truck in the summertime. It tastes, I had the first one today. It tastes exactly like the Rocket Pop, but that is kind of like, I realized that I don't really want to drink like a melted popsicle all the time, but like, it's still good. It's still good. I love Bomb Pops. They're 40 calories. They're 40 calories? That's fucking crazy, man. It's ice? Yeah, but like it's ice and let me put it this way. No nutritional information will ever surprise the internet. If you're ever like, man, this tastes like shit, why does it have so many calories? They're like, oil. I'm like, yeah, I know, but like if it's got so much oil, maybe the question that I should be asking is, why does it taste so fucking bad? I'm a simple man, okay? If something is bad for you, it should taste amazing. Otherwise, like, what's the point? I remember, like, so it must have been like Christmas 2022. We were ordering food for like our family and also my in-laws at the Cheesecake Factory online. And don't judge me, this was like in the Delta variant. So you're like an anti-vaxxer if you didn't order food online back then. And I was like, you know, on like a half cut or something. So I was like, maybe I'll just get a salad. Like at a restaurant, a salad tends to be like pretty fucking filling anyway. And then I was looking at the Cheesecake Factory salads and they were all like 1,400 calories. And I even, like, you expect, you know, like bacon Caesar salad to be calorie dense, right? But even like garden salad, like harvest root vegetable salad was like over 1,000 calories. So I posted a picture of it and was like, how does this happen? And then so many like nutrition Andes got in the mentions. And they're like, you know, a lot of people don't know it, but like olive oil has like a lot of calories. And I'm like, I fucking know, but like, how does the garden salad have more than the quesadilla? Like it just, don't they use oil in both of them? It just doesn't make sense to me. Yeah, a lot of people, it's really sneaky. Like, I know it's like a vinaigrette-based dressing, but like, if it has a mayonnaise-based dressing, it can be like, I'm like, I know, man, I know. I'm still fast, like, seeing like a 750-calorie salad, I would be like, that's a lot, but it's a restaurant. But like 1,200 is madness. And people took it wrong. They took it like, this is a chance to explain nutrition to NL. And I was like, no, I don't want that. What I want is for you to be like, holy shit, 1,200 calorie salad. That's crazy. At least it's not 2,300 kilocalories like the milkshake. Dude, we went to Gyukaku, which is I'm going to call it Korean barbecue. It's like a Japanese barbecue chain. They made a huge mistake. I love Gyukaku. And this is the first time in my entire life I've ever been to a Gyukaku that wasn't like a 45-minute wait to sit down. Usually they're insanely busy, and for good reason. The food is really good. But this is the first time I've ever been to a Gyukaku that printed the nutritional information in the menu. And I was like, what the fuck? My wife and I are eating 2,800 calories? I mean, it's not like we go to Gyukaku that often, but like the combo for two is 2,800 calories for lunch? I mean, that one I didn't need any explanation because I was like, it's like 7 different kinds of meat, but hey! But it tasted good. And also I had boxing on Friday, so to eat like all you can eat on Saturday, I was like, this is for recovery, man. I've only ever been to the one that closed on Broadway. Yeah, that was our go-to Gyukaku, pre-COVID plus pre-baby. We went to a Gyukaku in Richmond, which was crazy to me, like, because I expected it was fucking busy, because everything in busy is Richmond. There's like 7 malls in a 1-block proximity of each other, and they're all full of like G-Wagons in the parking lot. Color me surprised when we went into the Gyukaku, and they were like, did you have a reservation? And we were like, no. And they were like, no problem, right this way. I was like, I was a no weighing. How long have you been boxing? Long enough to know what the punches are from 1 to 6. Don't spoil it for me. We haven't gotten to 7 yet. I believe 7 might be like a jab to the body. 8 might be like a cross to the body or something like that. I'm not sure. That's 5 more than Saitama. True. He stole my whole flow. Also, like, listen, I don't want to be this guy. I've taken like, I don't know, 3 or 4 boxing classes where my classmates are like, the average age is like 63 or something like that. But then I was watching the boxing in the Olympics and I was like, these guys are trash, dude. I can watch these guys easy. I was like, the guy didn't even have his guard up. He's in the bronze medal game. He doesn't even have his guard up? Like, what are they doing, man? Coach would never allow that. If I was doing that shit when I was sparring with Sophie, I'd get a tongue lashing, man. No, apparently, because then I Googled it. I was like, why are these boxers so bad? And then the r/amateur boxing reply was like, amateur boxing is like heavily favored for like dodging and counter punching or something like that, rather than just taking a punch. And I was like, well, yeah, but what do they know? I've been trying to find like boxing gyms in Vancouver, and much like the tennis thing, I'm like, I can't seem to find the perfect match because there's like, we'll come back to the one real boxing gym in the city in just a second. But like all the boxing fitness stuff is either like self-defense for 5-year-olds, which is good, but I'm not 5. I'm like 7x that and a bit. Or it's like Muay Thai, and I'm like, I'm having enough trouble just throwing my hands. Like, let's not worry too much about like getting the feet involved just yet. Like, let's cross that bridge when we come to it. Or it's like, get the best 8-minute workout of your life with this boxing class where also you like never throw a punch at anything. And I'm like, that's also not like what I'm looking for. But there's one real boxing gym, but the only reviews are either 1-star or 5-star. And all the 5-star reviews are like, this is the best gym I've ever been to. And all the 1-star reviews are like, he gives you a free t-shirt if you leave a 5-star review. Which doesn't mean that it's a bad gym, but it does mean that I can't trust the reviews as much as I'd like to. There are a few 5-star reviews that are like, I was not given a t-shirt for this, just so you know. Fair enough. But I'm like, I don't know. It might be my merch. Yeah, dude, I don't know. They didn't say it's a boxing gym t-shirt. It could just be some shit that they picked up from the dumpster. Who knows? You ever been to the East Coast? Yeah, a couple times as a kid. I've been to Halifax, Dartmouth, Yarmouth, Truro, Sackville. I went to PEI once, but I was too young to remember it, so I'm not going to count that. This guy went to Bloodborne on summer vacation. Excuse me, we don't talk about Bloodborne ever since Cenat put out the hit on From Software. Bro didn't even fight Moon Presence, I hear. Come on, man. So that shit was sad? I don't know. I was busy all weekend, to be honest. I didn't see it. What happened? I mean, I can relate to it. I think that he said, like, he was going to play all of Bloodborne, and, like, everyone got really excited. But then he was like, I actually got some shit to do in, like, a day and a half, so I gotta, like, speed run the game, so he didn't do the optional stuff for the DLC. My wife's happy you know that the East Coast is not Toronto. Hey, listen, I grew up in Kingston, Ontario, right? So, like, I don't know, pretty close to the Quebec border. It's only like an 8-hour drive. It blew my mind when I moved to BC, and people refer to Ontario as the East Coast. Like, these are people, like, in service jobs, so I don't want to, like, you know, rain down, like, a hail of diarrhea on them. But I'm like, the coast of what? Like, Lake Ontario? What are you talking about? There's no... The sandbanks in Picton? It is in the Eastern time zone, but the maritime provinces are not. They're in the Atlantic time zone. Except for Newfoundland, which is in, like, the fucking Screech time zone. It might be the only time zone on Earth that's a half hour off. Sandbanks and Freed. So true. I like the Maritimes. I got nothing against the Maritimes. It's the first place I saw an IMAX movie. Was in Halifax. They got amazing seafood, friendly people. I don't know. What else do you want me to say? You can kiss a fish. I would kiss the fish in Newfoundland, no question about it. I eat my overnight oats on the toilet. You really think I'm going to step into a Newfoundlander's bar and be like, I'm not kissing the fish? Like, you know, to thine own self be true. I would let you screech me in for sure. I'm fucking cool, guys. A lot of people don't think I'm cool. I'm cool. Can you explain the toilet eating? I would never try to defend it. It's not for everybody. But, like, the way my morning routine works, it's just smoother for me to eat my breakfast while I'm on the toilet and kind of, like, do two things for the price of one. It's kind of vile. It's not gross. Like, there's a reason that, like, you don't take your food at the restaurant into the bathroom with you. Are you guys mad because it's a health violation, or because I have to use two hands to eat the overnight oats so I don't get to use my phone while I'm in the bathroom like you degenerates? You're never allowed to criticize shut-in chatters ever again? I'll take, like, a functional guy who eats breakfast on the John versus someone who spends, like, 3 hours being parasocial about it, like a dentist appointment, like I'm at fucking Disney World. Just so you know. I mean, like, there's... I'm going to just take issue with your statement. I will continue to criticize shut-in chatters. Not all... I'm not criticizing them for being shut in. I'm criticizing them for being weird. You can be like a normal guy who doesn't go outside. Many of you have been poisoned by the air inside your domicile, though, and you need some fresh fucking blood in there. Plenty of normal people don't go outside that often. There's a severe thunderstorm warning. Sorry, I forgot how to speak English again. Is this Pokemon Go or is this a real weather warning? Because Pokemon Go it'll be like 22 and sunny, and they'll be like, you have to mark yourself safe before you can fucking catch Rattata. There's a tornado. All right, well, you know, in a tornado you should stay in. I think. I don't know. Listen to the experts. Does it increase food poisoning potential? I don't know, Dr. Fauci. I'd have to say probably. It certainly is not minimizing the odds of food poisoning. Did you see Twisters? I saw myself get a titty twister once. I haven't seen Twisters the movie though. I would see it. I need to wait until... I believe in the goodness of people. But I don't know if I'm ready to have a babysitter that I don't know yet. Which limits the amount of babysitters in our purview. Because, like, listen, I'm just gonna tell you guys, it takes a village to raise a child. But none of my fucking friends have had kids and probably never will, I think. And that's their personal choice, but it also means that I don't feel comfortable asking them to be part of the village. Like, if they had someone that needed a village, then I would be like, hey, we'll be the village for your kid, and then next weekend you could be the village for our kid. But they're not adding to the village, which is good for them, but it means that I don't feel comfortable being like, hey, you guys want to be the village this weekend? The village people? No, you got me backwards. I'm not shaming them for not having kids. I'm saying, like, you know, let me put it this way. If Corey and I both had a cold, I would be like, let's hang out this weekend. What are we going to do? Get more sick? But if I had a cold and Corey didn't have a cold, I wouldn't be like, hey, brother, let's go to karaoke. So the other thing that you can do is you can just, like, hire a babysitter, but, like, I don't think they're going to, like, murder my child, but I think they might, like, you know, look at their phone the whole night instead of, like, reading some stories. Which, you know, what daddy don't know won't hurt him, but we hired our daycare teacher as the babysitter. Genius. But honestly, our daycare teacher, she's honestly, like, when I pick up my kid on Friday, she's fucking done. I couldn't put that evil on her any further. And then, like, so one time we were doing yard work. It's better. One time we were doing yard work and our neighbor came by and was like, I have, like, in case you ever need a babysitter, I have, like, 2 teenagers that are both very sweet. And I was like, I believe that your teenagers are totally fine. But there was, like, a part of me that's like, I think it's just, like, because I'm on Twitch, that I'm like, I don't trust a 16, 17-year-old possible chatter to look after my child. I'll just, you know, I'll eat the work myself. Oh! But really, like, my friends who live in Vancouver should have kids. It's very selfish of them not to have kids. My mom used to hire her own high school students to watch me. That's actually a great idea because, like, your mom as a teacher, she, like, pre-vets them. But I don't know, like, I could be like, hey, this kid looks like they're on the up and up, but then I talk to a teacher or something like that, and they're like, oh, they're always, like, you know, hitting the jewel in chat or something like that, and then blowing the smoke into a baby's face. I would need, like, 10 references or something like that. I don't know. Also, I know I've gone through this before. It makes it fucking expensive to see a movie when you need to pay a babysitter. It's like the drill tweet about candles, right? It's like 2 movie tickets, $30, popcorn, $20, 2 drinks, $8, 3 hours of the babysitter, $60. Can somebody help me? Going to the movies is too expensive. Fuck you. By the way, you know those times you call me delusional when I said I'm actually a model customer in any business I go to? My dentist today said I was an excellent patient. Just so you know. Just so you know, I'm not, like, blowing smoke up your ass when I say things like I try to be the model patient. She was like, does that hurt? I said, nah, it doesn't. I don't feel anything. Now, did it hurt? A little bit. But like not enough to like really want to waste her time getting like another needle full of Novocaine or whatever. I was like, I'll just tank it, you know, it's no big deal. That's not a good jump, I could tell. They want you to be honest? Too bad. It's me versus them. Don't listen to them. If it hurts, tell them. Okay, let me pull back the wire for a second here. Okay, let me pull back the veil, the man behind the curtain. Nothing I say here is prescriptive. I feel like you guys have been listening to too many like biohacking podcasts or something. You ask me a question about how I live my life, and then you say, I would never do that. Okay, who asked, man? It's like you're asking Timothy Chalamet what it was like to play Wonka, and then when he answers, you're like, I probably would have felt differently about it. Okay, no disrespect, your ass is not Wonka. He's Wonka. You can hear about another person's behaviors and their experiences, and you could say that works for me, or you could say that doesn't work for me, and they're both fine. Pretty fun, 3.5 on Letterboxd. I gotta see Wonka at some point, because they must have explained why he killed those kids, right? Or at least, like, tortured them. And it is torture. I mean, I don't care if they got him out in, you know, a minute. It's still fucking, like, it's torture for Augustus Gloop to be stuck in the fucking thing. It's a prequel? Yeah, no, I mean, but don't they explain, like, Wonka got stuck in the tube as a kid, so he didn't mind inflicting that pain on others or something? It's deserved. I know we talked about this during Lethal Company. Listen, Veruca Salt, annoying as fuck. You know, she was a bad egg. I can understand why she got judged accordingly. Augustus Gloop didn't do anything wrong. The motherfucker was drinking chocolate out of a river made of chocolate. That's like, the purpose of a system is what it does, man. I don't even remember what the fuck happened to Mike TV. They just sucked his ass into HBO, like, wasn't he just curious or something? I don't know what his problem was, man. They stretched him, they shrunk him. What happened? I can't remember. I remember what happened to, Violet Beauregard. She ate the berry. She wasn't, or the ever-shrinking gum, or the ever-growing gum, or whatever. She wasn't supposed to eat it, but... I mean, this shit is pissing me off, man. Like, Willy Wonka's a fucking hypocrite, dude. You own a candy factory. Then the kids, like, eat the candy. And you're like, this is now a tale of morality. You're making the candy, bitch. Willy Wonka's reaction when he invites kids to the candy factory because they like eating his candy and then they eat his candy? Like, what's wrong with him, man? He's a fucking psycho, dude. This is, like, irrespective of the Oompa Loompas. I don't know their working condition, okay? But Augustus Gloop is the most innocent of all. The motherfucker was eating chocolate in a chocolate factory. And they were like, get his ass. Put him in the tube. Then they, like, looked at the other kids and were like, let that be a lesson to you. What's the fucking lesson, man? Don't trust Willy Wonka is the lesson. He sings a fun song. Willy Wonka, I mean, he sings, what does he sing? If you want to view paradise, simply look around and view it. Anything, he said, the motherfucker says anything you want to, do it. Not eating chocolate in the chocolate river, though. Make it make sense, William. Wanna change the world? There's nothing to it. Some conditions apply. It's fucked up, dude. He is not a hero, okay? This is like the #1 millennial bit. That beloved piece of media from my childhood, it's actually a little problematic when you think about it. Roald Dahl when fucking Roll Mulligatawny walks in the joint. It's a joke about Indian soups. In case you're curious, in case you were confused. Name a third Indian soup. I can't. I've got dal and I've got mulligatawny. What about lentil? That's I'm gonna put that in dal. Might be a slight nomenclatural difference, but dal is a soup. It is. It is. The same way rhythm's a dancer. The waiter laughs at me. It's a perfectly good soup, sir. He brings it out. It's dal. You know what I'm talking about, Kiki Booba? Ask if the soup is mulligatawny or dal. He laughs. It's a perfectly good soup, monsieur. He brings it out. It's mulligatawny. Oh, man. That's good shit, man. That's good shit. Oh, man. What was I talking about? What are you talking about, NL? You need to change the color of your name in Twitch chat, because I thought you were Idgebolitarian, and they've only served, like, I don't know, like an eighth of their soft block sentence. So you have to do something to denote yourself, because you have the Idgebolitarian color in chat. So you can either change your color or you can subscribe, okay? I'm not saying you have to subscribe. I'm saying you've got two options. Because I know you love the edge cases. How do you feel about palak paneer? I don't fuck with the Indian cheeses that much. I don't dislike them, but I order Indian food so rarely that I prefer to get other dishes instead of the cheese-based dishes. But I like paneer, but I don't eat it that often. What about palak aloo? I don't get that. I don't even know what palak is now that I think about it, to be honest with you. Usually, I'll get like a chana masala and like a Josh Rogan. I know it's Rogan, Josh, but it's better to say it if it's Josh Rogan. I get an elk Rogan, and then I know I did this bit before, but I just remember being like, why the fuck is Indian food so expensive? And then every time you order Indian food, it's like, let me have 4 naans, 2 rice, gotta have the papadums, how about some mango lassis? Can we finish with a little gulab jamun? And then, how about like 1 curry per person? And then you're like, what the fuck? This costs like 4 times more than a pizza. Jamun. Share gulab jamun with you. Jamun. And if you like gulab jamun, Bob Marley at the Indian buffet when it comes time for dessert. I was thinking, I don't know, I gotta make this bit have legs. But is it crazy that Bob Dylan is not from Jamaica? Because I feel like it's like the most Jamaican name of all time. How? Because his first name's Bob, like Bob Marley, and then I don't know, Dylan just sounds like something you could say with a Jamaican accent. Am I wrong? Am I as right as I could be? No. Am I 100% wrong? Well, Minnesota's kind of glazed today, so today's not the day. 93% wrong? I can live with that. 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 I can live. That's what I'm talking about, bitch. I went to Vancouver last weekend and I loved it. Don't be shy. Don't wait. Hang on. My core Riza. Don't dox yourself, obviously, but what did you do? What did you do in Vancouver this weekend? Take as long as you want. I'm not in a rush today. I was like 3.5 hours late. I'm being sincere. I sound like I'm being sarcastic. I'm being sincere. It was my first time. Went to some restaurants, and that's the Vancouver Art Gallery. What restaurants did you go to? I want to know. Even if I think they're bad, I'm gonna say, oh, that place is good. I'm not gonna outwardly judge you. And if they're really good, I'll be like, whoa, that place is good. It sounds like you're about to permaban them. Farmer's Apprentice? Okay, you're cooler than I am. I don't even know what that is. Never even heard of it. It'll have a Michelin star by this time next year, I'm sure. Horin Sushi? I've seen it, I've never been. I have no comment, but I'm sure it's good, because like the sushi's gotta be pretty good to stay alive here. We went to a couple other sushi places. Okay, all right, fine. Good, it sounds like you did it right. By the way, VIP Daniel, I saw you reply, and it was like, we need to start, it was a riff on the tweet that was like, we need to start showing people this movie to model relationships. It was a very Ontario post. It was Short Bus, the movie starring Sukyin Lee. And I was going to type something that I think only Ontarians who grew up watching much music would get. I was going to say this movie has so much pussy in it, it stars a VJ. But they didn't, I don't think they would have gotten it, man. People would have been like, huh? Like the most annoying people on earth would have been like, huh? What does he mean mean by this? What I mean is there's a lot of nudity in the movie, and Sookie Lee, the star actress, used to be a video jockey on Much Music, a VJ. They called them VJs. It was not, I didn't invent it, okay? Farmer's Apprentice 4.4 with 391 reviews. That's a good score. I mean, I believe it's good. There's lots of amazing restaurants in Vancouver that I've never been to. I will say, actually, I wanna glaze it up a little bit. Maybe pun intended. I think genuinely I had the best ice cream in my life in Vancouver this weekend. And it is not like an unknown place, okay? Like, this is not like, oh, I discovered like a hole in the wall. I'm the first person to say it. But it was one of the holy, maybe not Trinity, maybe like pentaveret of ice cream places in Vancouver that I had not been to. It's called La Glacée. I had coffee toffee ice cream, and I think it was the best ice cream I've ever had in my entire life. And I've been to Ernest. I've been to, you know, the bougie gelato places in Vancouver as well. I haven't been to Rain or Shine yet, okay? I haven't been to Rain or Shine. But I kind of went into La Glacée expecting it to be like, oh, you know, it's fucking like $6 a scoop, and they've got like a, you know, like a squid ink ice cream. It's probably like bullshit, but it was fucking amazing. It was delicious. Okay, Anthony Bourdain, order the vanilla. Order 2. Take out a loan from the bank and get a quart to go. Rain or Shine is fantastic. I'm cursed to live beside Ernest, though. I mean, it's a great place. Ernest ice cream's great. It's just like, sometimes you're like, I don't really want to wait in line like 90 minutes to get 1 scoop of salted caramel ice cream. Then you're like, you know, the people are always like, oh, there's a trick. You can just go to the line that's for pints instead of the line that's for scoops. Yeah, but like, I don't want a whole pint of ice cream. I just kind of want to have like 1 scoop. Like a pint's a lot of ice cream. And like, I kind of want like 1 serving of ice cream. I don't want to like have to rearrange my freezer. Well, whoa. Have you seen this site? Apple Rankings? The dude ranks apple varieties and has some very strong and unhinged opinions. I feel like you would appreciate given the Apple discourse lately. Okay, 1 second. Apple Rankings. I can feel Librarian getting ready to workshop a new video. Apple Rankings by the Appleist Brian Frangie, comedian. Okay, so they're doing it for humor. It's not like mental illness, which is how I came about it. So I'm just saying they're not like a real apple eater. Can I see? I gotta see the Cosmic Crisp review at least. 74, pretty good. The byline, most overrated apple of all time? You gave it a 74, that's pretty good. The Cosmic Crisp is not a bad apple, and for an ordinary apple, a tepid review would be acceptable. However, it's no ordinary apple. Nay, it may be the most extraordinary apple Hang on, I'll probably zoom in for you a little bit here. The most extraordinary apple our capitalist society has ever manufactured, and the word manufactured is all but too accurate, as the Cosmic Crisp has been in development for decades. Okay, first, now this, I don't mean this to be rude. I get where you're going with this. You're saying this is not a God-given apple. It's artificially created, and as a result, there's something disrespectable in there. I take it as the opposite. I take it as man's mastery over nature, that we were able to make a superior apple. And it wasn't like it was built by fucking Clear Channel or something like that. Like, this is not like a Live Nation industry plant. Like, they were in the lab for like 30 years making this stuff. There were scientists with their heart and soul on the line, okay? Now, is there a profit motive? Of course, but at the same time, I take it as like, this is greatness being rewarded with profit instead of like being profit driven from the outset. But regardless, it doesn't matter because the apple's good. The result, a beautiful looking apple worthy of a Wes Anderson prop that could not live up to the lofty expectations set before it. With above average crunch but below average sweetness, the apple screams mediocrity. And as for that drop dead gorgeous exterior, the debt is paid with a thicker than expected skin that lingers like the disappointment of Apple fans everywhere. I listen, a 74 is not that bad. I'm inclined to disagree with you. I think it's a perfectly sweet apple to begin with. And also, I feel like your review, honestly, it smacks of putting the apple cart before the apple horse. So 2 sentences about the actual flavor of the apple and a video essay length screed at the start about an anti-science tirade, I might say, about disrespecting the origin story. But, you gave it a 74, so no disrespect, no disrespect. I think that, like you said, that it was not that tasty, and there it is looking pretty tasty to me. The skin, I don't know. I just got back from the dentist, so I don't want to talk about, I don't want to anti-dentite anybody, but for me personally, I've never even, noticed the skin of an apple, really. I don't think this should count the same as, taste and crispness. It is beautiful, sure. That it cost availability, I guess it's a little bit on the expensive side. Is there a list of the top apples? Eat these apples instead. Let me see. Honeycrisp. Can't help but notice, by the way, that Honeycrisp, which was also developed in a laboratory by a university lab, doesn't get the same kind of virtue signaling about being, this is an anti-capitalist apple. Apparently the Honeycrisp is a revolutionary apple, in spite of the fact that the only difference is one of them was made in Washington State University and this one was made at the University of Minnesota. How come this one's not soulless, but the Cosmic Crisp is soulless? Fuck you, Google Chat. All right, the Honeycrisp is a perfectly fine apple, okay? I'm not disrespecting the Honeycrisp. They didn't even really disrespect the Cosmic Crisp because it was more like they're mad at its origin story than they are at the apple itself. And as a result, I can't be mad at them because that's personal for them. That's their own thing. What about Granny Smith? If I go back and Granny Smith is not in the 30s or lower, I'm going to be very upset. If this has a byline or something that's like old standby, I'm gonna shit my pants. Granny Smith apple. Okay, here we go. Here we go. 57, barely worth it. The original sour apple. Okay, you know what? Maybe this reviewer's onto something. How sad is it so many unfortunate souls still cling to the stray bits of personality they gleaned from proudly declaring themselves a Granny Smith fan when they were mere tots. It's the dawn of a new age in Applelandia, and Granny Smith is long dead. It's time to bury her apple along with her. All right, you know what? That's what I've been saying. You want me back. You won me back. I agree with you. The era of the Granny Smith is over, okay? Sweet Tango is number one. I'm just going to be honest, I don't think we have those yet. I've never seen, we got to wait for the Takis Fuego first. Holy cow, holy cow, holy cow. Highlight speedrun mode on the main menu to see your total playtime across all challenges. Legendary trial unlocked. The ultimate speed. Am I the first? Nobody's ever mentioned this in chat before. Am I the first human being on the planet to unlock the legendary trial in Nintendo World Championships? Hello, Simvicta. Hello. Hello. What is legendary trial? You'll have to run all the legend difficulty challenges back to back? That's hard. Oh my God, they're going to roll credits on me. Are there any? Oh, there they are. I can't skip it, which is good. We should acknowledge their work by remembering none of their names as they scroll by, but sitting here in genuflection and just being like, thank you for your graphic art. I really appreciate, I appreciate the graphic art. It's disrespectful to not sit through the credits. Don't forget to nod. Great music in the game, for sure. Logo design. It has a nice logo. It has nice technical support and support for the program and support for the bugs. Don't forget about them. They're not going to give us the credits for every game within the pack, right? This is why I don't support unions. You know, you worked on the fucking controller firmware for Kid Icarus in 1983, and now I gotta see Dilbert Weedman's name in 2024? Come on, man. It's ridiculous. There were only 2 bags of Cosmic Crisp at the grocery store, no one buying them. Meanwhile, there's 20 bags of Granny Smith. I think that you have like an inverted idea of how the store works. The more bags of something that there are, the less of them have been purchased. You should have grabbed the Cosmic Crisp, brother. They were the last two there. They're almost sold out. They've been rocking those Granny Smiths since 2013. I think it's bait. Sorry, you made me not look at the credits. We got to restart. Nope. ZR, it does not do the job. You just got, listen, why are you trying to get out of the credits, man? These people made the product that I piggybacked off of. Now read their names. Nerd Liaison Team. That's me. That's me. That's my job. Musical guest. Shuntaro Furukawa. Based on the work of the original Famicom NES game development staff, basé sur le travail des équipes de développement original de jeux NES Famicom. Thank you for playing. Merci pour la vue de jeu. Why is it French? Canada has a lot of, Quebec has a lot of power within Canada. So any product sold in Canada has to have like enough French in it to make them happy as well. 3 cleanups to do here. Okay, let's clean them up so that we can say we're done with this, okay? Don't even get me started on hit the motherfucking bricks, man. I mean, this is like a pretty, I mean, I don't want to call it like a serious accomplishment because it's not a serious accomplishment. But it's like, it's kind of like a gargantuan task that we've completed here by my standards. I never thought I'd get, you know, S tier on everything. Like, this is taking me back to Project Gotham Racing, man. I'm about to unlock the TVR Cerberus Speed 12. And with no action replay, thank you very much. You didn't do that? I fucking did do that. I did all silver. I got the Porsche 911. I did all gold. I got the Mercedes CLK-GTR. And I did all platinum, and I got the TVR Cerberus Speed 12, okay? Now, you could always tell who was a fucking action replay user, because they'd load up Nürburgring, they'd go in your lobby, they'd bust out the TVR Cerberus Speed 12, and they'd be like, they couldn't handle it. It was just too much car for them, because they didn't go through the work of getting all 222 platinum medals with the kudos and all that, okay? You'd be better off with the CLK GTR, which has superior handling, okay, but a lower top speed. The TVR Cerberus Speed 12, it required, I mean, a hell of a driver. That was like a Pacific Rim. You had to be drift compatible. Any Gran Turismo? Played a little GT, GT2, GT3 A-Spec. Fuck this, honestly. I don't like this challenge. What other ones am I missing? Kid Icarus Dungeon. Oh, Mario 3. Mario 3 beat the first world. What medals did you get this week? I'm like Simone Biles. 4 golds and 1 silver. Acceptable American patriotism. She's a great gymnast, bro. I hear. I don't really know how to judge it, but she seems like she's doing pretty good. Does your spouse also belittle your profession? Yeah, but we're streamers, so it's kind of like it comes with the territory. Why am I not moving at the start, man? Fuck you, dude. It's such a long challenge, dude. Fuck you. I need that movement tech. You don't understand, because the movement tech is important for my confidence. Ah, my mushroom! Fuck you, dude. It's a good game. It's one of the worst games I've ever seen. It's the worst game I've ever seen. It's a good game, though. Bullshit. He doesn't move, man. The guy who was taking a shot for every fuck you must be dead. Yeah, but, like, no disrespect to him, but he would have been, like, he would have died anyway. Because it seems like he was just, like, a problem in search of a solution. Like, what's he gonna do next? Like, go to the mall and take a shot every time he sees like an old person? Like, that's just alcoholism, man. He's just blaming me for his alcoholism. Bro was taking 12 shots on like a Thursday afternoon. Like, don't leave me out of it, man. You can do whatever you want. Just don't make it my problem. Jumping on the turtle with wings is a huge time save for 1-1. Okay, turtle with wings. Is this like a riddle, or is there like a literal turtle with wings? By the way, have you guys ever seen... My Life is a Joke, basically. So, I love Zendaya as Michi. I'm separating the art from the artist on that one, mostly because I can't remember what the artist did, but we don't like him anymore. Regardless, I never thought I would find myself in this world. My kid got radicalized by the YouTube algorithm to be into the movie Smallfoot, because it started popping up on YouTube Kids, like with the Zendaya song from it. So this weekend, I heard every song on the Smallfoot soundtrack, and there's only 7 of them. I heard them each 10 times. The best song, you're not going to believe me, and I can't believe that I'm saying it. The best song is by James Corden, and it's a rap over top of Under Pressure. And I can't believe the words are coming out of my mouth. But with the competition, and I mean this with a little bit of disrespect, I understand he was doing it for profit motives. There is a rap song on the soundtrack performed by the rapper Common that may actually get the title of the worst rap song ever made in history. It's a 5-minute long Lin-Manuel Miranda style rap song about how Yetis and humans used to coexist, but the humans were bad, so they had to lie to the other Yetis and tell them they like can't live with the humans in order to keep the Yetis safe. But you're gonna be like, how bad could it be? Until you listen to it, there's no way for you to know. There's lines in it that are just baffling for like a children's movie. He's like, the humans steal, they pillage and plunder. They scared us away with their sticks of smoking thunder. We had no choice, we had to run and hide. Otherwise, we surmised we were facing genocide. And I'm like, it's possibly the worst song I've ever heard in my entire life, because it's like... So what I'm going to say is, what if Hamilton was bad? You're going to say it already is. And I'm going to say, no, it isn't. You have to watch it before you say that. But either way, without a doubt, this is worse. Because it's like someone copying Hamilton, but applying it to like a children's movie. And it's overly syllabic. It's over... Oh, you can't go to 1-3! It's like a movie for 6-year-olds, and it's... the vernacular is just not age appropriate. But at least I do finally understand that Zendaya is Michi and LeBron James is Gwangi, although he doesn't appear on the soundtrack. And Danny DeVito is definitely Dorgal. And there's no doubt in my mind after listening to the soundtrack that Common is Stonekeeper and Zendaya is Michi, and I believe Gina Rodriguez is Kolka, but Zendaya is Michi for sure. There's no question about whether or not Zendaya is Michi. Although I will say, when Common says Michi in the song that I'm talking about, I was like, damn, how many movies does Zendaya play someone named Michi in? And then I was like, wait, I'm stupid. The answer is 1. And it's Smallfoot from 2018. I was like, damn, this bitch plays Michi in like every movie, huh? Just picturing it like in her rider. She's like, all right, I'll be in your movie under one condition. Yeah, whatever you say, Zendaya. I get to play Michi. Yes, Channing Tatum is in it as well, but he does not say, whoo, I'm about to make a name for myself. He just says like, the stones are all lies. My name is Jeff too. So true. I like Channing Tatum. Nothing against Channing Tatum. Better than Channing... Fucking... Who's another player on the Celtics? Channing Antetokounmpo. He plays for the Bucks. Actually, he's an actor in Hollywood. Feather before door, fly up, hold right, hit up, go through the door. No disrespect, Caleb, but you're talking to me like my dentist talks to her dental assistant. I don't know what the fuck, like, incisor C72 moderate means. That's why they're saying it. If they wanted me to understand, they'd say this fucker's teeth are all decroded, okay? So you gotta, if you want me to understand the message, you gotta add in some fucking, like, conjunctions and shit into that actually make it have meaning for somebody who doesn't know what you're talking about. You can't do it anyway? It doesn't let you? What is it? And what is that? And what are those? She's reminding me of Magic the Gathering. When you play like a card that just got printed, or your opponent plays one that just got printed, and then you're like, oh, can I pick it up and read it? And they're like, well, it's basically just a reprint of blah, 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 some fucking common that was printed in like 1996. And you're like, yeah, I don't know what that is either, brother. Are you seeing my deck? It's merfolk. Obviously, I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, or there'd be some dragons in this bitch. Dragons hasn't been good in forever. Excuse me, Esper Dragons went crazy at Friday Night Magic in, I'm gonna say January 2016. Next, you're gonna tell me that Siege Rhino's not dominating Standard anymore. Chat, be real with me. We still have a lot of Magic cards because we never sold them, which is what inevitably happens. Like, I want you to know, anytime you watch a streamer do like a Magic opening, Justin might be the exception, but whenever they say something like, this card is worth $100, and they spent $200 on the box, and they're like, oh, it's like half paid for itself already. No, it didn't, because it's worth $0 until you sell it. If you got the money back instantly, that'd be like a different story. But like, I worry, and I'm not prognosticating here. I'm not trying to like Jim Cramer myself, but I feel like there's like a bubble coming in Magic the Gathering when everybody who's just got a bunch of cards in their closets decides like, hey, I could like sell these cards in my closet and like get a bunch of money for it. Like, there's no way that the TCG price will hold up once I start unloading the 100 Expedition Full Art Polluted Deltas I've got, right? Like, it's just supply and command. People play the cards? Yeah, like 1/8 as many people as who collect them, though. It's like saying it's free on Game Pass. That being said, I'm like, man, maybe I should... I'm torn between either buying my daughter Pokemon cards every week for the first 18 years of her life and then selling them for her college fund, or alternatively, cashing in all our Magic cards right now and just buying the S&P 500, as many shares as possible. Because we got some bangers. We got some Swords to Plowshares in that bitch. We got some Expeditions. We got a lot of cards that are probably not worth that much because they popped off in Standard, but then like after the rotation, I'm sure like nobody fucks with like Khans of Tarkir that much anymore, but you see JD Vance is a Magic head. It makes perfect sense, he's got a beard.
I want him to explain what the dorky habits he had. Did she explain?
She hesitated. I said, what are the dorky interests that he has? And she hesitated and she said, he's going to kill me for saying this, but it's Magic the Gathering, which was a card game. And some of the guys on set know about it. It's similar to like Pokemon is so popular now.
Tell me I'm wrong, chat. Tell me I'm wrong. Main currency in the future is going to be fetch lands. We got some polluted deltas. I'm just going to say it, man. We got some scalding tarns. We got some fucking, I don't know, shitty swamps or whatever they're called. Would you agree with me that the S&P 500 is the PSA of the stock world? What do you mean by PSA? Public service announcement? Prostate sphincter exam, or like the grading company for the trading cards? The sphincter one. I don't know. I mean, a lot of people seem to be getting their sphincters in a pinch over the S&P 500 right now, even though it's 1,100 points higher than it was in 2022. But I guess like people don't anchor on that. But I'm kind of anchored on that because this is the last time I was in the habit of opening Google Finance, like to see how the S&P was moving intraday, like some kind of idiot. I got shit to do now. Okay, don't get hit on the fucking airship. The temptation to glance is so strong. Especially when I just saw a red message in my peripheral vision, i.e. I've been added, and it's essay length. I would love to see it. But by now it's too late, because it's probably been flooded by lookings. Willem Dafoe looking up from the lighthouse. So I don't need to see it anymore. Oh, I see it. Did you see that there was tech where you can x-ray packs to see what the rare is? Yeah, but like I don't know, man. Like a hobby's a hobby, and I'm not trying to yuck anybody's yum. But like I don't think you should be buying the cards for like speculative value to begin with. Like I don't know. I hate to, because this is kind of being like needlessly virtuous. You can do whatever you want, but the idea that like one of the reasons that I collect cards with like fucking electric rats on them is because the EV is like high or something like that. And I'm like, I just don't. It's just kind of a little yucky to me. Like I think you got to take the good with the bad though. And part of the good, well, you know what it is? I mean, like this is not necessarily a fair take, and I acknowledge that. I see it as like these games were like designed for people to play, mostly children, because adults don't have as much time usually. And I'm like, I noticed it with Magic too. Like the people get to the point sometimes where like they actually know more about like the cash value of the cards than they do about like what the cards do. Like they spend more time on TCG Player than they actually do like with the playmat unrolled. It's a hobby, that's fine, but I also feel like, you know, taking that level of speculation into it, it can be good for some people, financially speaking, but it can also lead to like the hobby becoming more exclusive and pricing out people that maybe were originally the target audience for it, i.e. children. But I'm trying not to get like the Pokemon community even more riled up with me than they are for those times when I mistakenly think Luxray is a dark type. I mean, it's an electric type because it's yellow, but it's not a dark type because it's black. But like, I feel like Pokemon in particular, there's kind of like a semi-embarrassing millennial trend of like, this isn't for kids, this is like for my never-ending childhood. And you know, I get it, don't get me wrong. But I'm also at the same time like, maybe it's separate from the card speculation issue, but did you see a couple of years ago when they released the Pikachu merch at the Vincent van Gogh Museum, and it was all motherfuckers who look like me that were like bumping into each other and like throwing elbows to try to get the Pikachu with his ear cut off and stuff like that? It's just like, it wouldn't be me, let's put it that way. I fell in the larva. As soon as things become scarce, they become more valuable if lots of people want them. I don't know, I'm just kind of spinning my wheels here. I guess what I'm trying to say is if you think that the card collecting hobby is cooked because of that, were you in it for the right reasons anyway? And admittedly, I'll just acknowledge I'm kind of ignorant. You might be. You might be playing with those cards like crazy. My stereotype of people collecting Pokemon cards is that it's kind of like a slot machine. Then you sleeve the good cards, throw the rest in the trash, and then never play, like never actually build a deck and play with them. But I don't know, I might be wrong. Obviously though, this is kind of like influenced by the fact that like I have a 3-year-old. So I go into the card shop and I'm like, why the fuck is this so expensive, man? And then there's like fucking 58-year-old motherfucker in there with 7 first edition holo Charizards on a chain. And I'm like, all right, well, you know, and again, it's hard. Don't take it as like, I'm not saying it's morally bankrupt. Because, you know, you're enjoying yourself, and that's, you know, adding more net good to the world, I suppose. For you. Watching Bluey, though? Well, like, I feel like it's fine to watch Bluey, like, if you have a kid. If you don't have a kid, you can watch Bluey. You should just, like, have your guard up, you know? Because you're gonna catch some straights over the middle. Keep your hands up is what I'm trying to say, because, like, the shots are coming. You keep your head on a swivel. Anyway, stop asking me questions that lead to negative answers, because then, like, they get clipped out of context, and then, like, 14-year-old kids from Central America, like, send me death threats on TikTok, okay? So you're like, I gotta be smart enough to not answer it, because I always feel like if I just answer this with nuance, people will be like, it's just one guy's opinion, but it's always like, streamer from Ivory, it's easy for you to say when your net worth, according to Google, is $100 billion. And I'm like, what the fuck, man? That's off by, like, a few orders of magnitude in either direction, okay? Do you care about people watching Bluey as adults? See, this is a bait question, but I'm going to answer it anyway because it's just one man's opinion. I don't care, but I care so far as to, like, make a lighthearted jab at it from time to time, which I understand they're not used to because the show that they watch doesn't inspire negative emotions in a safe environment, and as a result, they don't know how to handle being the butt of a joke, even in a lighthearted context. Hey, that's not true. There were lighthearted. There were negative emotions in the episode. We thought they were going to sell the family house, but then they didn't sell the family house. You were right about Bluey. They'd be beating the shit out of the dad. Listen, it's mostly a joke. Dan was singing the Bluey theme song in his stream today, and I typed in, this episode is called Bingo and Bluey beat the shit out of dad with shovels while mom's at the spa. And people, it's not a real episode. But if you believed it for a second, maybe it could be. I saw one episode of Bluey, they almost knocked they almost knocked their dad out cold. It's a good show. I do think, like, I don't think it's a problem. We got bigger problems in society. I do think, if I'm putting it politely, the dad in Bluey is paying for the sins of the fathers of previous generations. He shouldn't be expected to tolerate that kind of physical abuse. He shouldn't be expected to be carrying so much of the load just because his grandfather was, like, probably, like, an alcoholic piece of shit. But apparently, like, that if you ever try to, like, argue that, it's like, well, yeah, but in 1903 your male ancestors, like, weren't doing anything, so now you gotta, like, do a little more. What's his name? Bandit? Sorry, Bandit. The sins of the grandfather passed to the sins of the son, man, apparently. Don't hit me with a question mark, leaking penis. This shit, my dissertation was on this. So yeah, I'd say Bluey red pilled me. It's not really the mom's fault in Bluey either. Like, she usually says, like, stop hitting your dad. She could say it with, you know, her full voice a little more often, but... And then also, you got to take the dubs that you get as a parent. You know, it's hard to be a mom too. If they say we want to give mom a spa day and, like, dad, you know, we can play a little rougher with him. What am I supposed to do? I'm supposed to say, hey, mom, take the cucumbers off your eyes and, you know, take some hits from the rake? Like, nah, man, you take the wins you can get. So it's like some days you get the spa day and the mom gets the hammers, and some day you get the hammers and the mom gets the spa day. It's the way of the world. I'm just saying, on Bluey, the mom is getting a lot of spa days, and the dad seems to be getting more than his fair share of hammers. That's all I'm just asking questions, man. Why is Bluey problematic? People don't like the take. I don't think it's problematic. If there's anything problematic about it, I think it's that the dad is too good. Sets an unrealistic standard for, like, how a dad should behave. Like, you know, he's a good dad to his kids, but there's such a thing as being, like, too good of a dad. He should also model, like, hey, don't scratch the shit out of me with rakes. Like, that shit's not acceptable. Boop, boop, boop. This episode of Bluey is called 4 Cans of Foster's. Let's go! 2 cans of Foster's deep, he gets a phone call from the school that fucking Bingo threw up. Oh, fucking hell, mate. At 8 a quarter to 8 in the fucking morning, lad. Yes. VB long neck. 20 to 8 in the fucking morning. Get it. What does he say? Get on it, yeah. Get it in ya. Something like that. Fuck the mushroom. We don't need it. We got the muscle memory now. We don't need it. It's a stutter step, just a taste of your lips, and I'm on a motherfucking ride. You're toxic, and I'm slipping the fuck under, I think, is what she says. Something like that. Oh, fuck you. Don't act like you don't know the lyrics. I like when she does the voice in the middle of the song. Just a taste of your lips, and I'm on a ride. And then the drums come in heavier next time. I mean, it's crazy that for an artist as influential as Britney Spears, she has like an undisputed best song. Hey, Tomo. Like, if you were to do a poll of like best Britney Spears song, I feel like in general audiences, Toxic's gonna pull like, I don't know, like 70% of the vote, which is kind of crazy for like an artist with that many big hits. Like if you were to ask like, hey, what's Michael Jackson's best song? You'd have a lot of shit up there at the top, man. Like you'd have Billie Jean up there. You'd have Wanna Be Startin' Something. You might have Thriller. You'd have some fucking idiots that are like, you know, black or white. It's not, listen, it's got a great message, but at the same time, it's not one of his, I mean, it's not even off Thriller or Off the Wall. Come on. If we're going cheesy Michael Jackson, I'm more of like a man in the mirror sort of guy, but have you seen the video of the Michael Jackson impersonator stumbling upon a Michael Jackson impersonator? And he watches him like do his performance, but it's like he is Michael Jackson. Like he's giving the look like he's watching someone pretend to be himself. It's so good, man. But he's amazing because like he even had me convinced. It took me like 10 seconds into the video until I was like, wait a second, this motherfucker is not Michael Jackson. In the same little free library where I put my my finance books, I also threw a couple of computer programming textbooks in there in case you're interested, guys. Objects First with Java. I think there was a Node.js book in there. I'm basically like, I seeded a fucking libertarian. If one person, it's not designed for one person to take the full dose of those books, okay? It's designed, you take 1 or 2 of the books and you make it a healthy part of your diet. You don't take all 27 books and read them, okay? That's too much. It's too much in one go. I thought you hated little free libraries. We already did this bit, okay? I hate opening them and then seeing that it's only trash inside of them. But seeing that it's empty and then I can put my trash inside goes crazy. You could put this run in there then. You know what? That's better. That's so much funnier than... How many times has it taken him to do this? I can't. How many fucking pots have you smoking, bro? None? I can tell. How many breads have you eaten? Not enough, brother. Not enough. I've been eating less bread. Although I did have a peanut butter and banana sandwich for breakfast this morning. Delish. It was pretty good. No overnight oats. Well, I guess like if you want to get technical, I'm having 2 breakfasts. I'm having one on the toilet and then one like at the breakfast nook. That was my nook breakfast this morning. This is my first breakfast. What? My first breakfast is at like 5:45 a.m. So I need like another one before the stream starts. Otherwise, I'm in trouble. Imagine willingly getting up at 5. Imagine being the 3rd most gilded subscription gifter in this chat this month, and as a result, you have diplomatic immunity for me to say what I was otherwise going to say. All I'm going to say, there's a reason that everybody who gets up early in the morning says that it's the best thing that ever happened to them. And that's because they have no choice, they can't go back, and they're trying to make themselves feel better about their decision, okay? I'm joking. Waking up early is actually sick, man. They don't say that? Well, okay, of people who can choose when to wake up, I've a very rarely have I heard a streamer be like, I wish I didn't wake up so early this morning. Oftentimes, I'll be like waiting for a fucking Twitch Rivals event, and then it's like 5 p.m. Pacific, and a streamer rolls in and it says like, oh, sorry, I just got up. And we're all like, what the fuck, man? Come on. I'm a night owl who clocks in at 7 a.m. Speak on that a little. Oh, I really thought that would be it. Speak on that a little bit, though. Because I feel like, what's your weekend like? If you're a night owl who clocks in at 7 a.m.? Like, because what I'm thinking is that you're, on the weekend, you're like, finally, I can live my life however I want to live it. So then you're waking up at like 5:45 on your last work day. Then on the Friday night, you're staying up till like 2 in the morning, and then you're waking up 10 or 11 the next day, and it's like, I feel like that's almost fucking your sleep schedule up for the next week and incepting you to believe that you might not be a morning person. What if on Friday you went to bed at like 9 and you woke up at like the normal time that you wake up Monday to Friday on the weekends? Fuck going to bed at 9 on Friday? It's honestly kind of sick, because then you get up at like 5:30 on Saturday morning and the world's your fucking oyster, dude. You could watch like Pakistan Cricket League and shit like that. I don't like oysters? Okay, fine. The world's your fucking pepperoni pizza with ranch or whatever. Whatever it is you people eat in Twitch chat. Nah, I'm just messing. I'm not a big oyster guy either. The world's my oyster at 3 a.m. too? Yeah, until Crunchyroll goes down. What the fuck are you doing at 3 a.m., man? So I'm not trying to just farm clips for my editor to put on TikTok. But what are you doing at 3 a.m.? There's nothing to do. Yes! What are you doing at 5 a.m.? Eating lunch and going for a Peloton ride. By the time I get off the Peloton, everybody else is just waking up. I've already made my mental insanely strong, and everybody else is just, that guy was right when he said, I got 3 days, okay? 5:45 a.m. to 9 a.m., that's one day. 9 a.m. to 3 p.m., that's another day. 3 p.m. to midnight, that's my third day. You stack that up over a week, I'm ahead of you. You stack it up over a month, I'm in a different galaxy. You stack that up over 5 years, brother. At 3 a.m., I'm doing whatever I want. I didn't ask, what do you want? I asked, what do you do, okay? Chibli Bitman. Chibli, I'm getting hated on for waking up early. Now, I feel like there's an exception, okay? You can't just wake up early. You have to go to sleep early enough that when you wake up, you're well rested. Like if you are like, I'm going to try NL's advice, and then you go to bed at 1 and get up at 5:45, you're going to be like, this guy doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. I'm going to throw up. I got diarrhea. Yeah, it's because you got to go to bed at like 9. Unfortunately, the way it works, you probably got to eat the tiredness for one day. I work 4 p.m. to midnight. Okay, you're an exception, okay? I'm not talking to you. I mean, I'm talking to you. Thank you for your service or whatever. I feel like this only works if you're a parent with responsibilities. Have we reached that point where people are like, it's easier for you because you have a kid? What the fuck are you talking about? You could do anything. You're unburdened by what came before, man. You're in the coconut tree right now. You can land wherever you choose. It's okay. If your life is perfect, you don't have to take my advice. Morpheus getting rejected for the Matrix. Neo takes the fucking blue pill. Oh, we didn't really want you aboard the Nebuchadnezzar anyway. I didn't actually think you were the one. I just told you that shit to try to trick you, to gas you up a little bit. We actually already have too many guys anyway. We really should have freed another woman for the ship. You're an ugly nerd. And you, Neo, are an ugly nerd. They put him back in the Matrix, but they make him like fucking like a laughing stock. They don't put him back as like a white collar software developer who, you know, hacks on the side. Put him back as like a professional, like fucking target in the dunk tank or a streamer or something. send his ass to like a fucking fake Matrix where like the bubonic plague is still going on. That'd be fucking sick, dude. Is that what happened? I don't know. I haven't seen it. I haven't finished the movie yet. I'm starting to get a bad vibe about Cypher, though, man. No way, Cypher's a bro. He's got that sick soul patch. What are your thoughts on House of the Dragon? I gotta be honest with you. I have to start watching a TV show because people are starting to think that I'm weird as fuck. Chibli, you ever get this? Like, people in retail environments, restaurants, etc. My dentist today, for example, I don't know if you'd call that retail or medical, but she was asking me like, hey, have you been watching anything lately? And I had to like stumble. I was like, maybe I should just make up like I've been watching something. Because if you don't watch something, people think that you're doing it like you're Amish or like a Mennonite or something. So I got like, if you say, actually, I'm not watching anything right now, I kind of get the idea, or I get the vibe that they think you're like anti-TV. I'm not like anti-TV. I just haven't really been watching anything. I just like, I don't know. I've been playing Slay the Spire on my phone instead, I guess. I watch 120 minutes of scenic rides through mid-tier cities every day. Hey, careful, DL Guiga. They added Chicago the other day. Oops, it's only a 10-minute ride. Sorry, you'll never be on Vancouver's level. We got 20 minutes. Tell Chicago to get some more biking infrastructure, and then maybe Little Bro can hold on to the handlebars for 20 minutes. Fuck you, buddy. And I haven't done it because like a 10-minute ride, what is this, like a ride for ants? That being said, I doubt they even showed the most famous architecture in Chicago history, the corncob parking garages. Do the 10-minute as a warm-up in a stack? No, I'm not gonna do that. That's ride stuffing. We don't respect that. So you come across some motherfucker that's like, hey, hey, congratulations, Pello for wine. It's your 8,000th ride. Yeah, 8,000 fucking 5-minute ride. Fuck you. You don't get a free T-shirt. Nobody does anymore. Profit margins got too low. Company almost went out of business. Should just be happy that the thing still works right now. Why are you hitting the star block? It wastes time? I know I'm fucking up. I'm getting backseated by the people whose names sound like a fucking stoic philosopher. Capital fucking E, Exo Fictus or whatever. This is already off the screen. We gotta deal with the fucking teachers of epic titties now. What the hell, man? Ptolemy the 12 be like, just hit the coins off the overhang. You need to hit the second arm of the W. After that, skip the Koopa, run directly to the second set. What do you mean? Okay, first off, what do you mean skip the Koopa? What do you mean skip the Koopa? This is great thinking music. Skip the Koopa. Nah, I'm just kidding. I don't know how to beat this level. I'm trolling. Motherfucker! Fuck! It's 3:47. I gotta get the fuck out of here. Alright. I'll send you over to my wife's stream. Thanks for bearing with me while I was late today. 2% of you, the other 98% of you touch grass. I will see you tomorrow. Presumably at the normal time. I think. But like, you know, we'll see. Later. I was just in my car trying to keep my blood pressure down. When I wake up in the morning, dog, and the sunlight hurts my eyes, then I look at you, and the words me smashing my steering wheel with the Bill Withers in the background. Just one look at you, and I know it's gonna be, and then you gotta take a big breath for this one, because he goes, a lovely day, and he just keeps it going for like, I don't even know, it's like, that might be like a 41-second note if I had to guess. You know that song, we need to do like a reverse bandle here. It came on the radio yesterday. It's the one that's like, we were always having fun and doing for the thrill of it. We were always sucking cock and coming for the thrill of it. We were always kissing dudes and fucking for the thrill. Like it's just, if you're gonna suck my cock, then swallow for the thrill of it. Like it's just, the lines write themselves.